بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين سبحانك لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم اللهم علمنا ما ينفعنا وانفعنا بما علمتنا وزدنا علما. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. So inshallah, tonight we are continuing our Quran with Tajweed class. It's a little different tonight inshallah. We were used to do it in the Masjid with everyone. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He brings back those days. Tonight inshallah, we'll be doing it online as you can see. And we hope that we are benefiting and learning from whatever Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has provided for us. So we started Quran with Tajweed from Surah Al-Fatiha, starting from Surah Al-Fatiha, and then we moved to Surah Al-Nas. And today inshallah, or tonight, we have Surah Al-Falaq. We'll be going through Surah Al-Falaq. We'll break it down according or based on Tajweed rules and how to pronounce each letter. And inshallah we have two students here in front of us, and we'll be going through Surah Al-Falaq and inshallah taking questions and answers also. And are we also receiving calls for the Adi? Okay, so we'll be talking about that later inshallah. So let's start from We'll start from the ta'awudh, which is A'udhu billahi minash shaytanir rajim. First I'll be reciting the surah, and then also I have students reciting after me inshallah. And then once we finish the surah, we'll break it down based on the Tajweed rules inshallah. A'udhu billahi minash shaytanir rajim. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل أعوذ برب الفلق من شر ما خلق ومن شر غاسق إذا وقب ومن شر النفاثات في العقد
ومن شر النفاثات في العقد
ومن شر حاسد إذا حسد
ومن شر حاسد إذا حسد.
Okay, so the ta'awudh, which is أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. Before we start our recitation, we have to start our recitation with saying أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم, and it is called ta'awudh. It is seeking refuge Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala from the accursed shaitan. So the ta'awudh is related to the beginning of the recitation. The ta'awudh is related to the beginning of the recitation. Then we say Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, which is called Basmalah. It is the starting in the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the most gracious and the most merciful. So we start the surah by saying Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. So the ta'awudh is related to the beginning of the recitation, while Basmala, which is Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, is related to the beginning of the surah. Which means, if I'm reciting and I started my recitation from the middle of the surah, for example, so should I say the ta'awudh and Bismillah both?
No.
No, I will be saying the ta'awudh only, because the ta'awudh is related to the beginning of the recitation. because I started my recitation from the middle of the surah. But if I'm starting my recitation from the beginning of the surah, so I'll be saying the ta'awudh because it is the beginning of my recitation. The same time I'll be saying Bismillah because it is the beginning of the surah as well. Except for Surah At-Tawbah. Surah At-Tawbah, there's an exception. We don't say the Bismillah before starting Surah At-Tawbah. So if, for example, if I want to start my recitation from Surah At-Tawbah, I'll be saying the ta'awudh because it is my starting of the recitation. But I won't be saying Bismillah because it is Surah At-Tawbah, and Surah At-Tawbah is exception from this general rule. But if I'm already reciting, I started my recitation with ta'awudh, and I was reciting a surah, I ended the surah. Now I want to continue my recitation and I want to move on to the next surah. Should I say the ta'awudh then?
No.
No, I won't be saying the ta'awudh because I'm not starting my recitation. The recitation didn't end it there, but I'm starting a new surah, and Bismillah is related to the beginning of the surah, so that's why I'll be saying the Bismillah only and not the ta'awudh. Is that clear?
No. Yes.
Okay, inshallah. So, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. Let's break it down. So the first letter that we have in the in أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم is, the first word we have is أعوذ. أعوذ. And the first letter in أعوذ is Hamza. As we learned in the previous classes, we have different kinds of Hamzas. How many kinds of Hamzas do we have? Does anyone remember? No. We have two kinds of Hamzas. We mentioned that in the previous class, and we went through the rules of Hamzas also. So we have Hamzatul Qata' and Hamzatul Wasl. We have two kinds of Hamzas, which is one is Hamzatul Qata' and Hamzatul Wasl. The difference between them, we have differences in them. Hamzatul Qata' is Hamza that is always pronounced, while Hamzatul Wasl is a type of Hamza which is not always pronounced. Okay? Hamzatul Qata' can come in the beginning of a word, in the middle of the word, at the end of the word. It can come on top of alif, beneath alif. It can come on top of a waw, a ya. It has different forms. It can come in different places. While Hamzatul Wasl it comes only in the beginning of the word. You can never find a Hamzatul Wasl in the middle of the word or in the end of the word. So Hamzatul Qata' is always pronounced and it comes everywhere, while Hamzatul Wasl is not always pronounced and it only comes in the beginning of the word. Is that clear?
Yeah.
Okay. So the Hamza that we have here, A'udhu, which Hamza is it? Is it Hamzatul Qata' or Hamzatul Wasl?
Hamzatul Qata'.
It is Hamzatul Qata', good. Hamzatul Wasl and Hamzatul Qata', they look different also. If you can see, there is an example of Hamzatul Wasl here in the 4th ayah. If you can see the 4th ayah, the word An-Naffathati, the alif that you see there, and there's a sign which is it looks like a dhamma, but it is not a dhamma. That is the sign of Hamzatul Wasl. That is Hamzatul Wasl. Do you see it? It's in the 4th ayah. The word An-Naffathati. An-Naffathat. No? Aywa. Okay, he has a different mushaf.
Yeah, no, I see it, yeah.
Maybe you can show it to him, inshallah.
On mine.
An-Naffathati.
Yeah.
That Hamza is Hamzatul Wasl. That's how Hamzatul Wasl looks like.
And it's not pronounced.
It's not always pronounced.
Oh, okay.
We'll come to that, inshallah, when it is pronounced. But Hamzatul Qata' is the Hamza that you can see here in the 1st ayah, قُلْ أَعُوذُ A. That is Hamzatul Wasl, Hamzatul Qata'. Okay? No. So that's the difference between them, how it looks. Now, Hamzatul Qata' is always pronounced, as we mentioned, but Hamzatul Wasl is only pronounced if we start the word with it.
Oh.
For example, if you are starting with it, if that's our first letter, then only it is pronounced. But if we are not starting with it, for example, I started from the beginning, like this example, an-nafathati. The word an-nafathati comes in the middle of an ayah, right? So, I started my recitation from the beginning of the ayah, وَمِن شَرِّ النَّفَّاثَاتِ, so I didn't pronounce it, because I wasn't starting with it. I continued from the beginning of the ayah, and I was continuing, and it came in the middle, so I didn't pronounce it. But, if I want to start with it, I can say وَمِن شَرِّ النَّفَّاثَاتِ, right? Then, for example, I want to go back, like a word, and then continue. I will say النَّفَّاثَاتِ فِي الْعُقَدِ, right? النَّفَّاثَاتِ, even though we don't need to stop like that, and stopping and beginning like that won't be the best manner of where to start and where to begin from. But that's an example of, if, for example, I wanted to start from here for some reason, I will have to pronounce this hamza. I'll be saying an-nafathati because I started with it.
Okay.
But since I'm not starting with it while reciting from the beginning of the ayah, وَمِن شَرِّ النَّفَّاثَاتِ, so I won't be pronouncing it. So is that clear? So I only pronounce it if I start with it. But if I'm not starting with it, I'm not pronouncing it. So is that clear?
Yeah.
So that's the difference between hamzatul qata' and hamzatul wasl. The hamza that we have in ta'awudh, which is a'udhu billahi, the word a'udhu a, the hamza that we have there is hamzatul qata'. Hamzatul qata'. That is hamzatul qata', so it is always pronounced. Right?
Yeah.
So that hamza is hamzatul qata', so it is always pronounced. That's clear. The second letter we have is ayn. The second letter we have is ayn. Before we move to ayn, where is hamza pronounced from? Which part of mouth or throat? So Arabic letters that we have, all the pronunciations of Arabic letter is either from the mouth or the throat area. It can be from the mouth or the lips also, all the parts inside of the mouth and the throat. These areas are used to pronounce the Arabic letters.
Okay.
So where is the letter hamza pronounced from exactly?
The throat.
Throat, good. So hamza, the letter hamza is pronounced from the pronunciation, the makhraj of hamza is from the
throat. Yeah.
throat, good. Now, in the throat we have different parts. We have the bottom of the throat, the middle throat, and the top of the throat. The bottom of the throat is close to the chest, the middle, and then the top, which is close to the mouth, right? So hamza, which part of the throat is pronounced from? All the way bottom of the throat, or the middle of the throat, or top of the throat?
Top, I think.
No. The bottom, yes. So hamza is pronounced from the bottom of the throat. We have 6 letters for the throat. 6 Arabic letters are pronounced from the throat. The bottom has hamza and ha. The middle has ayn and ha. And the top has ghayn and kha. So these 6 letters, hamza, ha, ayn, ha, and ghayn, kha, are the throat letters, right? And hamza is pronounced from all the way bottom of the throat, which is close to the chest. So that's the proper, or that's the place where hamza's, that's the place for hamza's makhraj, hamza's pronunciation, hamza's point of articulation, right? Then ayn, the letter ayn is next, a'u, ayn. Ayn is pronounced from
The bottom.
the throat, good, but which part of the throat? The middle of the throat, yeah. So ayn is pronounced from the middle of the throat. So when we're saying a'u, a'u, first we are pronouncing from the bottom of the throat, which is hamza, then we are moving to the middle of the throat, which is ayn. So a'u, a'u. Yeah, so because it is hard for some people to differentiate between the pronunciation of hamza and ayn. They get confused, and sometimes they pronounce hamza as ayn or ayn as hamza. So we have to be careful here, because hamza and ayn, they are close to each other. Their points of articulation are very close to each other, but they are different. Still, they are different letters, right? So from all the way bottom of the throat, and then is ayn, which is from the middle of the throat. Then we have the letter waw. The letter waw, a'u. We have the letter waw. The waw is sakin here. That means the waw does not have any vowel. Waw does not have a fatha, does not have a kasra, does not have a dhamma. And wow is, first of all, where is wow pronounced from? Wow is pronounced from the lips.
The lips.
Okay, wow. But here, the wow won't be pronounced. Why? Because it does not have any vowel. It does not have any fatha or a kasra or a dhamma. So, when wow does not have any vowel, it is sakin, it is considered as a mad letter. A mad letter, right? So, when we're saying a'u, since wow is a sakin, and we're not pronouncing the wow with a fatha or a kasra or dhamma, it is sakin. So we consider the wow as a mad letter and we make it long. We join it with the letter before it, which is a ayn, and then we make it long. And the length that we have here for this type of mad particularly, this mad is called mad tabi'i. Mad tabi'i or mad asli, which is natural or original mad. And we make it long for 2 harakat long.
Okay.
2 harakat long. When I say 2 harakat, that means
2 seconds?
no, it does not go by seconds or time. It does not go by time. 2 harakat means 1 haraka is basically a fatha or a kasra or dhamma. That's called 1 haraka, 1 vowel. So for example, ba fatha is ba.
Yeah,
So that's 1 haraka long. Ba kasra is bi. That's 1 haraka long. Ba dhamma is bu. That's 1 haraka long. So if I have 2 harakas, it will become ba. If I have 3, ba. 4, ba. Right? So here the length is 2 haraka. When the length in Tajweed, the scale for the length in Tajweed goes by harakat. It goes by harakat, by fatha. How many harakat this mad is, how many harakat that mad is, right? So mad, we have different kinds of mad. This mad here is called mad tabi'i, and it is, mad tabi'i is how long? How long is the mad tabi'i? 2 harakat long. So it will be a'u, a'u, this long only. It can't be shorter than this or longer than this. Okay? Then comes the letter dhal. Dhal is pronounced from the tongue, and specifically the top tip of the tongue. Top tip of the tongue. And while pronouncing dhal, our tongue has to be a little outside. Outside meaning coming out of the upper and the bottom teeth. The. Right? I can't say za or z or zu. Right? I can't say a'uzu. I have to say a'udhu. The tongue has to come a little outside. And the pronunciation of that is a little lighter. Right? A'udhu. Dhu. Right? So a'udhu. You can repeat after me. A'udhu. A is from the bottom of the throat. A'u, ayn is from the middle of the throat. Then we're making a mud for 2 haraka long ways. A'u, dhu from the tongue, and the tongue has to be a little outside. A'udhu.
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 Okay. Then comes the letter ba. Ba is pronounced from the lips. Ba, bi, bu, right? A'udhu bi.
A'udhu bi.
Bi. Okay. Then comes the word Allah. The word Allah. Now, the word Allah, we have lam in the word Allah, right? And we have special rules for...
Falaq, right?
Sorry? No, we're saying the ta'awudh. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim, right? So, the word Allah, we have, sometimes we pronounce the word Allah in a heavy manner, and sometimes we pronounce it in the light manner. For example, here is light, which is a'udhu billahi. But if you say qul huwallahu, the Allah is heavy, a'udhu billahi is light. So sometimes the word Allah is pronounced in a heavy manner, sometimes in the light manner. How to know when to pronounce it in a heavy manner or light manner? It basically depends on the vowel that is coming, or the last vowel that comes before the word Allah. The last vowel that comes before the word Allah, it depends on that. So here, a'udhu billahi, we have kasra coming before the word Allah. We have the vowel kasra coming before the word Allah. Generally speaking, kasra refers to lightness, and fatha and dhamma refers to heaviness. Fatha and dhamma refers to heaviness, and kasra refers to lightness. The word Allah, if there is a last vowel before the word Allah is kasra, then the word Allah will be pronounced in the light manner. And if the last vowel before the word Allah is either fatha or a dhamma, then the word Allah will be pronounced in a heavy manner. An example is a'udhu billahi, and the example for heaviness is qul huwallahu. Is that clear?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So a'udhu billahi, right? Mina, then we have the letter ha. A'udhu billahi. Ha is pronounced from the bottom of the throat. The bottom of the throat. Some people get confused between the ha, letter ha, and ha. Ha and ha. Ha is pronounced from the bottom of the throat, while ha is pronounced from right close to it, which is the middle of the throat. Okay, ha and ha. Ha and ha. Okay, so the ha is, the shape of the ha is this. This is ha, right? While ha is, which is similar to kha and jim, the same writing of kha and jim, but ha does not have a dot in it, right? While ha is the round shape, and ha is pronounced from the bottom of the throat. A'udhu billahi mina. Mim is pronounced from
Lips.
the lips, good. And the noon is pronounced from noon, good. Tongue, basically tongue. Noon.
Tongue.
Na is pronounced from the tip of the tongue. The tip of the tongue. That is where noon is pronounced from. Mina. Then we have ash-shaytan. The word ash-shaytan. Ash-shaytan, we have a hamza. But this hamza, is it hamzatul qata or hamzatul wasl? Is it the hamza that is always pronounced, or is it the hamza that is only pronounced if you start with it?
Only pronounce, I think, if you start with it.
Okay, so that is called hamzatul wasl. Good. It is hamzatul wasl. Ash-shaytan, ha, the hamza here is hamzatul wasl. So it is only pronounced if you start with it. So when I'm saying a'udhu billahi minash shaytan, I'm not pronouncing it because I didn't start with it. But when I'm saying the word shaytan alone, I'm saying ash-shaytan. I'm pronouncing the hamza because I started with it. So it is hamzatul wasl. And then we have the letter lam. The letter lam. A'udhu billahi minash shaytan al-shaytan. Originally it is al-shaytan. We have the letter lam. Lam is sakin here. Now, the letter lam here is not pronounced. It is silent for a reason. We have the lam when we have lam in the lafzul jalala, which is the word Allah. Lam we have is lam al-ta'rif, which is this, alif lam. Whenever you see the word starting with alif lam, that lam is called lam al-ta'rif. Lam al-ta'rif. Okay? Al, the word, the alif lam, when it comes together in the beginning of the word alif lam, it's called lam al-ta'rif. And lam al-ta'rif, we have two kinds of lam al-ta'rif. One is lam al-shamsiyya and lam al-qamariyya. The other is lam al-qamariyya. Lam al-shamsiyya is the lam that is not pronounced, while lam al-qamariyya is the lam that is pronounced. How do we differentiate between lam al-shamsiyya and lam al-qamariyya? It depends on the letter that is coming after lam. It depends on the letter that is coming after lam. So we have letters for lam al-shamsiyya and we have letters for lam al-qamariyya. Letters for lam al-qamariyya are hamza or alif, ba, ghain, ha, jim, kaf, waw, kha, fa, ayn, qaf, ya, mim, and ha. These are the letters for lam al-qamariyya. And there is an easy way to remember these letters is by the wordings. Mnemonic word is ibghi hajjaka wa khif aqimahu. Ibghi hajjaka wa khif aqimahu. This is the statement. The letters in them are all letters of lam al-qamariyya. Okay? These are the letters for lam al-qamariyya. So, here, the word ash-shaytan, which letter al-shaytan, which letter is coming after lam?
Sheen.
Sheen. Is sheen from the letters that I mentioned for lam al-qamariyah? Ibghi hajjaka wa khif aqimahu?
No.
No. So if the letter is not for lam al-qamariyah, then it is for lam al-shamsiyah.
Okay.
All the letters for lam al-qamariyah, all the letters other than letters for lam al-qamariyah are letters for lam shamsiyah. So the letters are either for lam al-qamariyah, or if it's not for lam al-qamariyah, then it is definitely for lam al-shamsiyah. So we can remember the mnemonic word ibghi hajjaka wa khif aqimahu. These are the letters for lam al-qamariyah. And if there's a letter that is not here, then that means it is for lam al-shamsiyah. So here sheen ash-shaytan or al-shaytan, sheen is for lam al-shamsiyah. So lam shamsiyah means we're not pronouncing the lam, since sheen came after lam, right? Because of the sheen, because of the letter that coming after lam, that sheen, because of that sheen, we are not pronouncing this lam. This lam will be silent, and it is called lam al-shamsiyah, right? Then comes the letter ya. Ash-shay, ya, that comes ya, which is sakin. Ash-shay, shay. Ya is pronounced from?
The throat.
No. Shay, ya, yi, you. Ya, yi, you. Ya. Ash-shay. Ya is pronounced from the middle of the tongue.
Middle of the tongue.
The middle of the tongue. Ash-shay. Middle of the tongue. The tongue here and the middle of the tongue. Ash-shay. Now, the next letter we have is ta. Ta, which is pronounced from the tongue, but which part of tongue? Which part of tongue?
The bottom?
No. The tongue, the tip,
Oh, the tip, yeah, top.
the top tip of the tongue. The top tip of the tongue, that's where the ta is pronounced from. Then we have ash-shayta, we have alif. We have alif, and again, alif is also a letter, it's also a mad letter. So that means we'll be lengthening it. Since alif, we'll be lengthening it. And here also it is mad tabi'i, which is 2 harakat long only. Ash-shayta. Then we have noon. Noon is, again, we mentioned that it is pronounced from the tip of the tongue. Then again we have alif lam, right? We have hamzatul wasl, ar-rajim, ash-shaytanir rajim. I'm not pronouncing the hamzatul wasl because I'm not starting with it, but if I want to start with it, I say ar-rajim, hamzatul wasl. Then we have the letter lam. The letter lam that is after hamzatul wasl. And that lam, is it lam shamsi or lam qamariyah? Ar-rajim. It depends how to know if it's lam shamsi or lam qamariyah. It depends on the letter that's coming after lam. So ar-rajim, is it lam shamsi or lam qamariyah? Qamariyah? Shamsiyah. It is shamsiyah.
It's not pronounced.
Because it has a ra after it, and ra is one of the letters of lam shamsiyah. Then we have ra. We have a ra. Ra is pronounced from, first of all, from the tongue, but what part of the tongue? Exactly?
The back.
No. Yes, that it's pronounced from the tip of the tongue. Ra is pronounced from the tip of the tongue, and we have the pronunciations of ra. When it comes to pronunciations of ra, we have different pronunciations for ra, meaning that sometimes the ra is pronounced in a heavy manner, and also sometimes it is pronounced in a light manner. So how to know when to pronounce the ra in a heavy manner or light manner? We go back to the rule that I mentioned, is the vowels. It depends on the vowels. Fatha dhamma. Fatha dhamma leads to heaviness. Kasra leads to lightness. So if ra has a fatha or a dhamma, then ra will be pronounced in a heavy manner. If ra has a kasra, then ra will be pronounced in light manner. So here, this ra, is ra being pronounced in a heavy manner or light manner? A'udhu billahi minash shaytanir ra. Heavy. Why heavy? Because it has a fatha. Very good. Because it has a fatha on top of it. Fatha and dhamma leads to heaviness. Kasra leads to lightness. Okay. Then we have the letter jim. Jim. Where is Jim pronounced from? Jim again is pronounced from the tongue, but middle of the tongue. Good. Jim is pronounced from the middle of the tongue. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. Then we have ya. Well, ya is second here. So Jim kasra joined to ya becomes G, and that's a mad. That's a mad. But what type of mad is this? Mad al-tabi'i. It is mad al-tabi'i. Originally it is mad al-tabi'i, right? So mad al-tabi'i is how long? 2 harakat long. But here we have a special case. We're stopping here. We're saying أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. We're not saying أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم and continuing, right? We have two different cases here, for stopping and for continuing. Last letter is mim, which is pronounced from the lips. Now let's focus here. Rajim. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. If I stop here, this mad will be considered mad عارض للسكون. مد عارض للسكون. And مد عارض للسكون, we have 2 harakat long. We can choose either 2 harakat long, or 4 harakat long, or 6 harakat long. That means when I'm stopping, I can say أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم, or أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم, or أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم, which is 6 harakat long. Okay? Now, I have to choose one of them. Okay? And I have to stick with it for my whole recitation. For example, if I start saying أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم, and I chose to do 2 harakat long, that means I will be continuing for the whole surah, for my whole recitation, sticking to this. So whenever I have mad arid lisukun, similar type of mad coming, I'll be doing 2. I can't be doing sometimes 2, sometimes 4, sometimes 6. No, I have to stick to 1. I have to stick to 1, right? That's the proper way. Right? So, but if I'm not stopping here, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم, and I'm continuing, that means this mad will be considered as mad al-tabi'i, right? The original or natural mad. So it will be only 2 harakat long. But if I'm stopping here, the mad becomes mad arid lis-sukun. That means I can choose, I have a choice of 2 harakat long, or 4 harakat long, or 6 harakat long, right? But whatever I choose, I stick with it for my whole recitation. Whatever I choose 2, so I stick to 2 harakat long for my whole recitation. Is that clear? Okay, we took a little, very long on أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم, but hopefully it will be beneficial, inshallah. So let's keep all these rules in mind, inshallah. I know it's hard, but let's try and keep all these rules in mind, and let's pronounce or recite this ta'awudh with proper rules. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم.
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 Okay. أعوذ, we have mad here for 2 harakat long. Then again we have mad for 2 harakat long in billahi. Okay, then we have again mad for 2 harakat long min shaytani. Then again we have mad rajim. So the mad arid lis-sukun, we have to choose now and stick with it. So should we choose 2 or 4 or 6?
2.
2. Let's stick to 2. Okay. So أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. All these mad are 2 harakat long. They have to be equal. No one can be longer or shorter than the other. Right? So let's keep that in mind. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم.
Rajim, Ra. Let's try to make the fatha that is on Ra clear. Not Rajim, but Rajim.
Rajim.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم.
Good. Let's move to Basmala now. Basmala. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. First we have the letter Ba, which we discussed. We said it is pronounced from the lips, right? Then we have Sin, which is pronounced from the top tip of the tongue. Then we have Mim, which is pronounced from the lips again. So Bismi.
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 Okay, then we have the word Allah. Okay,
Allah.
the word Allah here, is it pronounced in the light manner or the heavy manner? We discussed this.
The heavy.
Heavy.
Everyone said heavy? I'm surprised.
Oh,
It is not heavy.
oh, it's light.
Bismillah, it is light, right? And what is the reason it is light?
Kasra.
There's a kasra before the word Allah. The last vowel before the word Allah is kasra, right? So whenever we want to decide, we go back to the asal, the original thing, which is the rules, and depends on the rules. So what are the rules that we learned for the word Allah is, if there's a kasra, if the last vowel before the word Allah is a kasra, then the word Allah will be pronounced in light manner. And if the last vowel before the word Allah is fatha or a dhamma, then the word Allah will be pronounced in
Heavy.
heavy manner. So here the case is light, because there is a kasra before the last vowel before the word Allah is kasra, which is under mim. So Bismillahi.
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 Okay, the letter Ha here, where is it pronounced from?
The bottom of the
Good, the bottom of the throat, and not the middle of the throat, because some people get confused between Ha and Ha, between the makhraj or the pronunciation of Ha and Ha. Ha is pronounced from the bottom of the throat, while Ha is pronounced from the middle of the throat. So it is Bismillahi and not Bismillahi, right? Is He. So Bismillahi.
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 Good. Then we have the word Ar-Rahman and Ar-Rahim. The word Ar-Rahman and Ar-Rahim. The word Ar-Rahman, it starts with Alif Lam again. Lam al-Ta'rif. So, first of all, the Hamza, is it Hamza al-Wasl or Hamza al-Qata'? Ar-Rahman.
Hamzat al-Wasl.
Hamza al-Wasl. Good.
Hamzat al-Wasl.
So, is it always pronounced?
No.
No, it's not always pronounced. It is only pronounced if we start with it. Right? For example, the same word we have in Surah Al-Fatiha, we say Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin, then we say Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim. Right? We say Ar-Rahman, Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim. Do we say Ar-Rahmani Ar-Rahim? No, we say Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim. Why? Hamzatul Wasl, right? And if I want to join the second ayah, the ayah Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim with the previous ayah, which is Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin, I will say Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim. Did I pronounce the Hamza? No, because I wasn't starting with it. If someone says Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen Ar-Rahman, that's not proper, right? The proper way is, if I'm not starting with the Hamza, I'm not pronouncing it. Is that clear?
Yeah.
So we have here the Hamzatul Wasl, then we have Lam again. Al. Originally it is Al-Rahman. Al-Rahman. So Lam here, why are we not pronouncing it? What is the reason we're not pronouncing this Lam?
Shamsiya?
Because it is Lam al-Shamsiyya. How do we know it is Lam al-Shamsiyya?
The Ra.
Because of the?
The letter after is
Good, because of the letter that is coming after the Lam. Because of the letter that is coming after the Lam, which is Ra. Ra is one of the letters of Lam al-Shamsiyya. So whenever we have Ra after Lam, we're not pronouncing that Lam. First of all, that Lam has to be sakin. That's if Lam is sakin, then only we go for deciding if you are pronouncing this Lam or no. Right? Is that clear?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Ra here, Ar-Ra. Is it heavy or light?
It's heavy.
It's
heavy. Why is it heavy?
because it has a fatha.
Because it has a fatha. Then we have ha. Which ha is this? Is this the one, is this the letter that is being pronounced from, the middle of the throat or the bottom of the throat?
Middle.
Middle of the throat, good. So Bismillahir Rah, right? And then we have Mim, which is pronounced from the lips, good.
Lips, yeah.
Then we have again an Alif, which is 2 harakat long. We consider that as a mad tabi'i. Bismillahir Rahman. Then we have Noon. Noon is pronounced from?
The tip of the tongue.
Very good. Bismillahir Rahmani. Then we have again Hamza. Is it Hamza al-Wasl or Hamza al-Qata'?
The Hamza al-Wasl.
Hamza al-Wasl. Does that mean I'm pronouncing it?
No.
No.
If I'm joining, then I'm not pronouncing it, right? Then we have Lam. Is it Lam Shamsiyya or Lam Qamariya?
Lam Shamsiyya.
Shamsiyya.
Lam Shamsiyya, right? It is Lam Shamsiyya. How do you know it is Shamsiyya?
The Ra.
Because the
Because of
letter
the Ra that is coming after the Lam. Because the letter that is coming after the Lam. Good. And the Ra here, is it heavy or light?
is heavy.
It's heavy. And then we have Ha. Is it the Ha that is pronounced from the middle of the throat? Or is the other letter which is pronounced from the bottom of the throat?
Middle of the throat.
Middle of the throat, which is Ha. Then we have Ya. Okay, we have Ya. Ya is pronounced from
The middle of the tongue.
the middle of the tongue only if it has vowel on it. If it has a fatha or a kasra or a dhamma. Ya, yi, you. But here, Ya is sakin. Ya does not have any vowel. That means Ya will be considered as a mad letter. Ya will be considered as mad letter. How many mad letters we have? We have
Two.
3 mad letters. We have 3 mad letters, which is alif, waw,
And yeah.
and ya. These 3 are mad letters. Whenever these 3 letters don't have any vowel, neither a fatha, neither a kasra, neither a dhamma, fathatain, kasratain, dhammatain, they don't have a vowel, they are sakin, they are considered as mad letters, right? And where is the mad pronounced from? What is the makhraj of mad? Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. This sound, where is it coming from? Where are we supposed to pronounce this sound from?
From the throat.
From the throat? Is from the hollow area, the open area in the mouth, right? Rahim. I'm not touching my tongue, I'm not using anything. From the hollow, the open area inside the mouth, right? Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. From the jawf, right? Then we have Mim, which is pronounced from
The lips.
So we're stopping here, right? So this mad ya is mad tabi'i originally, but since we're stopping here, it becomes mad arid lis-sukun. So are we supposed to pronounce this for 2 harakat long or 4 harakat long or 6 harakat long?
2.
Why 2?
Because we started with 2.
In the beginning of the recitation we chose 2 harakat. That's why we are doing 2 harakat here also, because we have to stick whatever we chose, right? So if we chose 2, we have to stick to 2 harakat long for the complete recitation. So Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim.
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 Good. So, is it clear to everyone?
Yeah.
Yes? Okay, let's start with the first ayah of the surah now. We took very long. Right, Brother Adi? Okay, first ayah only? Okay. Inshallah, we won't take long in these ayahs because a lot of them we already discussed. So, because in the beginning it takes long but we have letters repeating again and again, same ruling repeating again and again. So, inshallah, hopefully we won't take long. But let's see, inshallah, until where we are able to finish. Wherever we stop, inshallah, we'll be continuing the next week. So, inshallah, it's not a problem. Sorry.
I think the phone call is going to be next week too.
Yeah?
I mean, we can try.
Okay. So, The first letter we have here in the first ayah is letter Qaf. Is the letter Qaf. Where is Qaf pronounced from?
The back of the
Back of
tongue.
the throat.
Back of the,
Tongue.
back of the, okay. So, we are using the back of the tongue to touch where? Qaf.
The top of the mouth.
The, we have two palates up there. We have a hard palate and a soft palate. So are we touching it to the hard palate or the soft palate?
Hard.
The hard palate,
Soft.
the soft palate. We are touching it to the soft palate. We have two letters. They're very close to each other. Qaf and Kaf.
Kaf.
For Kaf, we are touching, we're just using the back of the tongue to touch
Soft.
The hard.
the hard.
the hard.
Kaf, we are choosing, we're using the hard palate for the letter Kaf. But for Qaf, we are using the
Soft.
soft palate. So the heavy letters, which is Qaf, is we use soft palate for the heavy letter. But for the which is light letter, we use the
So opposite.
hard palate. Yeah, it's the opposite. So Qaf, we are using the soft palate, and Kaf, we are using the hard palate. Here is it Qaf or Kaf?
Qaf.
Qaf, which is heavy. So it has to be Qu. Qaf Dhamma Qu. It can be Ku. We can say Kul, right? It has to be Qul. Qul, right? Then we have the letter Lam. Lam, where is Lam pronounced from?
The top of
The tongue,
tip,
but the sides of the tongue, the front side of the tongue. The front side of the tongue. Qul. Qul. Right? It is the tongue, the side, the front side. Right? Qul. Qul, right? Then we have Hamza, which is Hamzatul.
You pronounce it, so.
We pronounce it. Is it Hamzatul Wasl or Hamzatul Qata'?
Hamza al-Qata.
It is Hamzatul
Qata, yeah.
Qata'. Good. Then we have Ayn, which is pronounced from middle of the throat.
In the middle.
Then we have Waw. Since it is Sakin,
It's a mud.
it will be considered as a mid letter. Good. Then we have Dhal
That
Zal.
it comes from the tip of the tongue.
from
Tip.
the top tip of the tongue, right? And then Ba,
Lips. Yeah.
lips. Ra, the tip of the tongue. Ba, lips.
Lips.
Then we have Al Falaq, which is Hamza, is Hamzatul Wasl.
Hamzatul
So
Wasl.
it is only pronounced if I start with it. Then we have Lam, which is from the sides, front sides of the tongue. Then we have Fa, a new letter. Fa is pronounced from Fa,
The lips.
lips. Good. Then we have Lam, which is pronounced from the front sides of the tongue. Then we have Qaf, which is pronounced
The tongue meet in the soft palate.
good. The back of the tongue
Meet in soft
going
palate.
up and touching the soft palate. So قُلْ أَعُوذُ بِرَبِّ الْفَلَقِ. Right? Qaf here at the end. Qaf. Since we're stopping, we'll be applying a sukoon on Qaf. Right? We only say قُلْ أَعُوذُ بِرَبِّ الْفَلَقِ because we have stopping rules. So we'll say قُلْ أَعُوذُ بِرَبِّ الْفَلَقِ for stopping there. Do we have a special rule here for Qaf? For stopping, Brother Majdi?
من حروف القلقلة.
حروف القلقلة. Good. Qaf is one of the qalqala letters. Qaf is one of the qalqala letters. One of the 5 qalqala letters. The qalqala letters are Qaf, Ta, Ba, Jim, and Dal. The easy way to remember these letters is Qutbu Jad. Qutbu Jad. Right? All these letters are qalqala letters. What does qalqala mean? Qalqala means to bounce.
Bounce. Okay.
To bounce. Basically, when I'm pronouncing this letter, I'm bouncing on it. Right? قُلْ أَعُوذُ بِرَبِّ الْفَلَقِ. I'm not saying falaq, I'm saying falaq. Falaq. Bouncing, right?
Okay.
Okay, so قُلْ أَعُوذُ بِرَبِّ الْفَلَقِ. Okay, so let's keep all the rules in mind and recite this ayah, inshallah. قُلْ أَعُوذُ بِرَبِّ الْفَلَقِ.
قل أعوذ برب الفلق.
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 Good. Next ayah is min sharri ma khalaq. Mim from the lips, noon from the, where is noon pronounced from?
The tip of the tongue.
The tip of the tongue, good. But here, noon, we have a special case here. Okay, we have a special case here. First of all, noon is sakin. Noon has a sukoon, right? Then the letter that's coming after noon is
Sheen.
sheen. Okay? Now, noon sakin, we have special rules for noon sakin. We have 4 rules for noon sakin. Noon either pronounced clearly, which is min, or noon pronounced with idgham, which is not here. We'll come to that rule inshallah when we come to that rule inshallah. We'll explain that rule. We have rule either noon pronounced with ikhfa, which is the case here, or noon pronounced with iqlab, which is not the case here. We have 4 rules. Here the case is of ikhfa. Because how do we know it is idgham or ikhfa or idhar or iqlab? How do we know that? It depends on the
letter after.
Good. It depends on the letter that's coming after noon. Keep in mind we're talking about noon sakin, not every noon. Not the noon which has a fatha or a kasra or dhamma. No. Noon
Sakin.
noon sakin and not noon with the vowel. Okay? So, it is noon sakin and we have sheen coming after it, right? So, we have ikhfa. This rule is called ikhfa. What does ikhfa mean? Before you come to what does ikhfa mean, how many letters we have for ikhfa? The letters that are coming after noon. Sheen. So we have how many letters for ikhfa? Which are all the letters for ikhfa? So we know which rule is this. Right? It depends on the letter that's coming after ikhfa, after noon sakin, I'm sorry. So we have to know the letters of ikhfa. For idhar we have 6 letters. For idgham we have 6 letters. For iqlab we have
6.
Iqlab we have how many letters?
Asking me?
Huh? Yes.
6 letters? No.
1.
For iqlab we have
One.
only
That's
one.
why I say 1.
Oh, you said I didn't hear.
The
Sorry.
The B. Min bayim.
Yeah. Iqlab we have only 1 letter which is ba. Then all the rest of the letters are for ikhfa. So 6 here for idhar, 6 there for idgham, which makes 12. Then we have for iqlab we have 1, which is 13.
Okay.
How many letters do we have in total?
28.
Oh,
28.
Yeah.
So 13 from 28 are gone. How many rest?
15.
15?
15.
Okay. So we have 15 letters for ikhfa. So all the letters other than idhar and idgham and iqlab letters are letters for ikhfa. Idhar letters are hamza, ha, ayn, ha, ghayn, kha. Idgham letters are ya, ra, mim, lam, waw, noon. Right? Iqlab letter is ba. All the other letters are ikhfa letters. Ikhfa letters, let's go through. Ikhfa letters, right? Ta. First letter is ta. Alif, ba, no. Ta is ikhfa letter. Fa is ikhfa letter. Jim, ikhfa letter. Kha,
Ikhfa letter.
ha,
Ikhfa letter.
ikhfa letter. Ha, kha.
Kha, no.
No.
Kha is hard.
Kha is idhar letter.
It's hard now.
Ha is idhar letter, so it's not ikhfa.
Okay.
Ba, ta, fa, jim, not ha, not kha. Dal, dhal, right? No, not ra. Za, sin,
Sheen.
sheen,
Sad.
sad,
Dad.
ta. Do we mention ra?
No.
Not ra, right? Za, sin, sheen, sad, dad, ta,
Ta.
va, ayn,
No.
no. Ghayn,
No.
no. Fa, yes.
Yeah.
Qaf, yes, ikhfa
Yeah.
letter. Kaf,
Yeah.
ikhfa letter. Lam,
No.
no, not ikhfa letter. Mim? No. Noon?
No.
No. Wow?
No.
No. Ha?
No.
Hamza?
No.
Ya?
No.
No. Good. So we mentioned the ikhfa letters like that. And sheen is one of them. So what does ikhfa mean? Let's come back to ikhfa. What does ikhfa mean?
Ikhfa, like hiding the noon, like in
Good.
two letters.
So ikhfa, the word ikhfa means to hide or to conceal.
Okay.
To hide or to conceal. That's the word ikhfa. The meaning of the word ikhfa is to hide or
Conceal.
to conceal. Right? So when we say we have the rule here for noon sakin is rule of ikhfa, that means the pronunciation of noon will be hidden. The pronunciation of noon will be hidden. That's what we mean when we say it's rule of ikhfa. So, and at the same time, ikhfa requires us to do
Ghunna.
Ghunna.
right? To do ghunna. The ghunna sound comes from
The top of
the
noon.
nasal.
Okay.
The nasal, that's where the sound comes from. So that's how we will be pronouncing this ikhfa.
Okay.
We won't be pronouncing the noon. When we say we're not pronouncing the noon, what does that mean? To pronounce the noon, what do we do?
There's a vowel on it? I don't know.
No, when we pronounce the noon, what do we do?
There's going to be idhar.
Tip of the,
No,
Like-
where do we pronounce the noon from?
the tongue?
Oh, the lips.
The tip.
The tip of the tongue,
right? So when we say we're not pronouncing the noon, that means I'm not using the tongue. I'm not
It
using the
comes
tongue to
from
touch
the
anywhere.
nose, yeah.
Right? That means the pronunciation of noon will be hidden. Is that clear?
Yeah.
And the sound, ikhfa, since it requires a ghunna, the sound will be coming from the nasal. So, and also, we have to keep this in mind, the letter that is coming after the noon. The letter that is coming after the noon, you have to keep that in mind because the pronunciation of ikhfa should head towards the pronunciation of the letter that is coming after noon. So for example, here I have sheen coming after noon. So while I'm doing the ikhfa, while I'm pronouncing the ikhfa, the pronunciation, the shape of the mouth should go towards the pronunciation of the next letter. Okay, so when I say, I don't say wa min, I don't pronounce the noon first of all. I don't say wa min, I'm not going towards the sheen, which is coming after it. I have to do ikhfa, I have to hide the sound of the noon. At the same time, I have to do ghunna, I have to bring my sound from the nasal. At the same time, it should be going towards the sheen. So I have to say, wa min, like, I'm ready to pronounce the sheen. I just need to touch it and the sheen sound will come out. That's how the shape of the mouth should be. Okay? Wa min sha. Wa min sha. I'm sorry, the second ayah. Min sha.
Min sha.
Min sha.
Min sha.
Good. So sheen is pronounced from sheen. Where is sheen pronounced from?
The tongue, right?
Tongue. The middle of the tongue.
Middle of the tongue.
Middle of the tongue,
Middle
okay?
of the tongue, yeah.
Sheen is pronounced from the middle of the
Middle
tongue.
of the tongue.
So then we have the ra. What are the rules, the special rules of ra that we learn?
For the ra?
Yes.
Could be heavy or light?
Heavy or light,
light
right?
or light.
So here, what is the case? Heavy or light?
Light.
Heavy?
Light.
Heavy, light. Who should I
Light.
believe?
Light.
Light? Okay, what are the rules?
It's the letter before you look at, right? If
No.
it's fatha,
For example, I wanna know if the ra is heavy or light. What should I be looking at?
the vowel.
The vowel.
Yeah.
So
If it's kasra, then
if it's a kasra, then it's light. If fatha or dhamma, then it is
It's heavy.
Heavy. So what is the case here?
It's a kasra. so it's
Kasra.
light,
So
yeah.
that means the ra is
light. yeah.
light. Good. So I will say min sharri.
Min
I have to consider the shadda that's coming on ra, right? I'll be saying min sharri.
min sharri.
Not min, I'm not pronouncing the noon. I'm saying min sharri.
min sharri.
Min sharri.
Min sharri.
Not sharri, not heavy, but light. My mouth should be empty.
Okay.
Okay, my mouth should be empty. I can't. I'm not supposed to hold anything inside, like air or anything inside, to keep it heavy. No, my mouth should be empty. That's how the light pronunciation will come out. Min sharri.
من شر
Min sharri.
من شر.
Good. Then we have ma. Mim fatha alif ma. And alif, mim is pronounced from the lips, and alif is, we'll be considering alif as, we'll be considering alif here as
مد.
a mad letter. Good. And how long this mad will be?
2 harakat.
2 harakat long, because it is mad tabi'i. It is mad, original mad. Min sharri ma.
Min sharri ma.
Good. And then we have kha, a new letter. Kha is pronounced from
The top of the throat.
Top of
the
the throat.
top of the throat. And then we have lam. Lam is pronounced from the front sides of the tongue. And qaf is pronounced from the back tongue,
Back
being used to touch the
The soft
palate, up soft palate, right? So min sharri ma khalaq. And we have qalqala on qaf. What are the conditions of qalqala? The letters, first of all, qaf, ta, ba, jim, dal. But what is the other conditions? Like everywhere qaf, ta, ba, jim, dal comes, I do the qalqala.
لا في only في حالة السكون.
Good. The letters of qalqala must have sukoon in order to do the qalqala on them, right? If they don't have the sukoon, then I'm just pronouncing them like any other letter, right? But if they have a sukoon, then I'm bouncing. Qalqala means bouncing. I'll be bouncing only if they have a sukoon. So since here, qaf, there's a last letter before we stop, or the last letter that we're stopping on, so the fatha changes to sukoon for the stopping rules, and then qaf will have a qalqala. So I'll be saying min sharri ma khalaq.
من شر ما خلق.
Not kha. Kha is heavy. Kha.
Kha.
Khalaq.
Khalaq.
من شر ما خلق.
من شر ما خلق.
من شر ما خلق.
من شر ما خلق.
Not khala. but kha. خلق.
Khalaq.
من شر ما خلق.
من شر ما خلق.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم.
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 بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
قل أعوذ برب الفلق.
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 من شر ما خلق.
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 Good. The next ayah, we have ghain as a new letter. Other than that, all the letters are old letters. And here, وَمِن شَرِّ غَاسِقٍ, again we have the same ikhfa because of the sheen. So ghain is pronounced from ghain. Gha.
Top of the
The,
Throat. Which part of the
the
throat?
middle of the throat.
top.
The middle is ha and ayn. The top is kha and ghain.
خاء غين.
Yeah, top of the throat. So ghain is pronounced from the top of the throat. Right? Other than that, we have all the same letters, so we don't need to go through the breaking down. We don't need to break it down, inshallah. So, وَمِن شَرِّ غَاسِقٍ إِذَا وَقَبَ.
ومن شر غاسق إذا وقب.
We have to make sure the qaf that we're pronouncing is heavy. غاسقٍ. It should not sound like غاسقٍ, right? ومن شر غاسق إذا وقب.
ومن شر غاسق إذا وقب.
Good. And the ba that is at the end we have qalqala again, right? ومن شر غاسق إذا وقب.
ومن شر غاسق
Not gha, but gha. ومن شر غاسق إذا وقب.
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 Next ayah also, we went through all the letters except for the ta. Ta is pronounced from the top tip of the tongue. Okay, then we have a ayn, which is pronounced from the middle of the throat. Also, the new thing we have, the next ayah is the shadda on noon. The shadda on noon, right? When we have a shadda on noon, what do we do?
Two haraka.
Two haraka ghunna. Two haraka ghunna. Whenever noon has a shadda, we do two haraka ghunna on noon. That's a new thing. Other than that, everything we went through. So let's read this ayah. وَمِن شَرِّ النَّفَّاثَاتِ فِي الْعُقَدِ.
ومن شر النفاثات في العقد.
Dal, we have a qalqala on dal. Dal is one of the qalqala letters. That's also something new. وَمِن شَرِّ النَّفَّاثَاتِ فِي الْعُقَدِ.
ومن شر النفاثات في العقد.
ومن شر النفاثات في العقد.
ومن شر النفاثات في العقد.
عقد. عقد.
عقد.
Yes, we have to make sure the ayn is being pronounced from the middle of the throat. عقد. عقد.
عقد.
ومن شر النفاثات في العقد.
ومن شر النفاثات في العقد.
Next ayah also everything is same. ومن شر حاسد إذا حسد.
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 أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم.
Since we're starting the surah again, let's choose 4 harakat this time. 4 harakat for مد عارض للسكون. 4 harakat for مد عارض للسكون. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
قل أعوذ برب الفلق.
قل أعوذ برب الفلق.
من شر ما خلق.
من شر ما خلق.
من شر ما خلق.
من شر ما خلق.
ومن شر غاسق إذا وقب.
ومن شر غاسق إذا وقب.
ومن شر غاسق إذا وقب
ومن شر غاسق إذا وقب
ومن شر النفاثات في العقد
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 ومن شر حاسد إذا حسد
ومن شر حاسد إذا حسد
ومن شر حاسد إذا حسد
ومن شر حاسد إذا حسد.
Would anyone like to recite? You want to recite the whole? You want to recite the whole surah by yourself? Bismillah. أعوذ. تعليم. We're going to start from أعوذ. The ta'awudh, not because we're starting our recitation, but it is for the learning purpose. The learning purpose, we are saying أعوذ. But if it was a learning purpose, we will only start with Bismillah because we are just continuing from a recitation. We didn't stop and start a different recitation, right? So, أعوذ.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قل أعوذ برب الفلق من شر ما خلق من شر ما خلق ومن شر غاسق إذا وقب ومن شر غاسق إذا وقب ومن شر النفاثات في العقد ومن شر حاسد إذا حسد.
Good, mashallah. Next.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. قل أعوذ بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قل أعوذ برب الفلق.
Again,
قل أعوذ برب الفلق.
If you can pronounce the letter Ain more clearly.
قل أعوذ برب الفلق. قل أعوذ برب الفلق.
Good.
من شر.
Not min. إخفاء means to conceal or to hide. That means we're hiding the pronunciation of Noon.
Okay. من شر. من شر.
My tongue shouldn't be touching anywhere. The sound should be coming from the nasal.
من شر ما خلق. من شر ما خلق.
من شر ما خلق.
من شر ما خلق.
Good, next.
ومن شر غاسق إذا وقب ومن شر ومن شر النفاثات في العقد.
في العقد. Ain more clearly please.
ومن شر النفاثات في العقد.
في العقد.
في العقد.
Not u but a'u from the middle of the throat, not from the bottom of the throat. في العقد.
في العقد.
Good.
ومن شر حاسد إذا حسد.
Again,
ومن شر حاسد.
More clearly.
ومن شر حاسد إذا حسد.
ومن شر حاسد إذا حسد.
ومن شر حاسد إذا حسد.
Good job, mashallah. Do we have anyone from online? Can I? Me? Should I say the number that they should be calling on? Okay. So if there's anyone from online that would like to recite, I can accept calls on 347-625-5858. 347-625-5858. If anyone from online would like to recite, they can call me on 347-625-5858. Yes. I'm waiting for any calls, inshallah. Okay, see someone calling. Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum. For some reason I can't hear them. Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum. For some reason I can't hear them. Assalamu alaikum. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Who is this?
Brother Imran.
Brother Imran, mashallah, how are you doing?
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah, missing you, Brother Imran. How's your family? Can you say that again, please? A'udhu. If you can please consider the shadda on lam, the word Allah. A'udhu billahi, not billahi, but billahi.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Good?
Good, you can continue.
قل أعوذ برب الفلق من شر ما خلق ومن شر غاسق إذا وقب ومن شر النفاثات في العقد.
في العقد, if you can pronounce the ayn more clearly.
ومن شر النفاثات في العقد.
في العقد.
عقد.
Good.
ومن شر حاسد إذا حسد.
ما شاء الله.
حسد.
ما شاء الله. Good recitation.
My wife. Connect to my wife.
Sure.
Inshallah.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. How are you doing, Sister Bibi?
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah, good to hear from you.
You too.
Bismillah, you can start.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. قل أعوذ برب الفلق من شر ما خلق ومن شر غاسق إذا وقب
ومن شر غاسق. If the qaf, you can pronounce it more clearly, please.
ومن شر غاسق إذا وقب
Good.
ومن شر النفاثات في العقد
Good.
ومن شر حاسد إذا حسد.
MashaAllah. Inshallah, good job.
Alright, Assalamu
Okay, wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I received some missed calls. Yes, there's one call coming. Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Who is this?
Yes, my name is Ali and I would like to recite the Surah.
Sure, mashallah. Go ahead.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل أعوذ برب الفلق من شر ما خلق ومن شر غاسق إذا وقب
وَمِن شَرِّ غَاسِقٍ. If you can pronounce the qaf more clearly and more heavily, please.
Inshallah. ومن شر غاسق إذا وقب
وَمِن شَرِّ غَاسِقٍ إِذَا وَقَبَ.
ومن شر غاسق إذا وقب
Good.
ومن شر النفاثات في العقد
Good.
ومن شر حاسد إذا حسد.
Good job, mashallah. Jazakallahu khairan, barakallahu fiqh. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Okay. Let's call from. Okay, let's see what this is. Assalamu alaikum.
Please leave your message for 929.
Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum. I'm sorry, I can't hear anyone. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.
Who is this?
Rabia.
MashaAllah. You can start your recitation, inshallah.
Thank you. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل أعوذ برب الفلق من شر ما خلق
ومن شر. Sister Rabia still here? I'm sorry, I can't hear anyone. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.
Who is this?
Umair. I used to be your student.
What is the name again?
Umair.
Umair, mashallah.
Okay.
You can go
can
ahead with your recitation.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل أعوذ برب الفلق من شر ما خلق ومن شر غاسق إذا وقب ومن شر النفاثات في العقد ومن شر حاسد إذا حسد.
MashaAllah, beautiful recitation. If you can pronounce the letter Ra, which is coming on the word Sharri, more lightly. وَمِن شَرِّ and not وَمِن شَرِّ.
Okay.
Can you say that again? وَمِن شَرِّ.
ومن شر حاسد إذا حسد.
Good job, Umair.
Thank
Good
you.
job. Take care. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum. One. My phone started hanging, a lot of calls. My phone started hanging. Yeah. Should we stop here or are we continuing? No, it's a lot of calls are coming together, so I think the app is not. Yeah. Inshallah. So, Jazakumullah khairan, whoever called and attended the Surah Al-Falaq session. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He grants us sincerity and ikhlas and He accepts from all of us. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He makes it easy for us, the situation that everyone is going through. Sorry? Okay, inshallah. And we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He allows us to benefit from whatever we learned in today's class. Hopefully, inshallah, we'll be continuing coming next week. Inshallah, the same day, Wednesday, the same time, inshallah, we'll be continuing.